Curry was open.
And Curry scored. Oh, he missed it!
I found every Stephen Curry dunk attempt. We all love the guy for his smooth shooting strokes, but when it comes to throwing it down, things can get hilariously unpredictable.
Out because of injury. Here's Curry off the steal. And oh, look out! Curry behind the back. Drives down a lane and misses the jam! And then finally he's fouled.
Stephen Curry, the human highlight reel, a maestro in his own right, a 6'3" supernova of finesse. This man could shoot the basketball from the parking lot and sink it with the precision of a space laser, but when it comes to dunking, it's not exactly his forte, like a high-octane action movie with a sudden opera interlude.
Curry splits the defense inside, blocked by Noel.
Draymond Green running the floor, can't get it to fall. Chip.
Now the question isn't really can he dunk, it's more of why doesn't he dunk. I mean, we've seen the man elevate and hammer it down on a few occasions, but those instances are about as rare as me declining a 2 a.m. Taco Bell run. From a psychological standpoint, it's like asking why a samurai would use a slingshot. Sure, he can use it, he might even be good at it, but when he's got his trusty katana, or in Curry's case, a lethal three-point shot, why would he want to play around with a glorified stone thrower?
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Now, dunking isn't just about the physical ability. It's about the mentality, the swagger. Dunking in the NBA is often a show of power, dominance, like a silverback gorilla beating his chest in the jungle. But that's not Stephen Curry's game. He's more of the clever, elusive fox, slipping through defenses, his primary weapon not brute strength, but a keen eye and uncanny accuracy. His game is a sonnet, not a war cry, more about finessing the opponent than overpowering them. Additionally, every time a player decides to go for a dunk, there's an inherent risk of injury. You've got to navigate the traffic, take the contact, and land right. All of these factors have to be taken into consideration.
They get the good defense and Curry at the other end.
Stayed with Steph. Nice give and go. Curry.
For a player like Curry, whose game relies on speed, agility, and sharpshooting, any injury could spell disaster. Why gamble with those odds when you can simply shoot over them from beyond the arc? Curry's more of a calculated risk taker, not a reckless thrill seeker. Meanwhile, you've got his teammates, the dunk masters, the rim rockers, the high flyers. Draymond Green is a walking, talking, dunking powerhouse. Andrew Wiggins has more hops than a bunny convention. Dunking is their domain, their fortress. They're built for it. It's a part of their basketball DNA. And Curry knows this. He knows that his team doesn't need him to be the one thundering down dunks. He knows that his skill set, his three-point shooting, his insane handles, his ability to create plays, that's what his team needs from him. It's like if a professional chef decided to step out of the kitchen and start waiting tables. Sure, he can do it, but is it really the best use of his skills?
He stuffs!
So Curry doesn't dunk not because he can't, but because he knows his role. And he knows the roles of his teammates. He knows he's got a squadron of Skywalkers who can take care of the dunking duties, and he trusts them to do just that. He lets the dunkers dunk while he creates masterpieces from downtown, sinking three-pointers with the grace of a ballet dancer and the precision of a seasoned sniper. That's the beauty of team basketball, and Curry, in his wisdom and self-awareness, understands that better than anyone else. You see, Dell, like Stephen, wasn't a major dunker. His game was about precision, not power. He was a sniper, not a stormtrooper, and Stephen, being the observant and smart player that he is, learned from his father's game. He realized that you don't need to dunk to dominate. You can wreak just as much havoc, if not more, with a deadly three-point shot. Dell Curry, a man who spent 16 seasons in the NBA, and he's got the highlights to prove it. Dell was primarily a shooting guard and small forward. He was known for his sharpshooting abilities, kind of like a medieval archer who could hit a bullseye from 3 towns over. And yes, while he was capable of dunking, it wasn't a huge part of his game. Dell's game was more about finesse than raw power. He'd dance around defenders, find his spot, and then pop up a sweet jumper that would sing the sweetest of swishes as it went through the net. His dunks were rare, like finding a 4-leaf clover while being struck by lightning. Think of the Currys as a basketball dynasty, similar to the Kennedys in politics, or the Kardashians in reality TV. They've got a certain style, a signature move, if you will. For the Currys, it's shooting three-pointers as if they were tossing crumpled paper into a waste bin. It's just second nature to them. Dunking, on the other hand, is not a part of their trademark arsenal. So, to bring this all full circle, Stephen Curry is a shooter. Not just any shooter, mind you, but perhaps the greatest shooter we've ever witnessed in the history of basketball. His ability to sink shots from practically anywhere on the court, be it the three-point line, half court, or even further, is nothing short of revolutionary. Curry's shooting has changed the way we perceive basketball, turning the long-distance shot from a risky gamble into a staple offensive weapon. When you break it down, it's like comparing a nuclear physicist to a daredevil. They both have a level of skill and talent in their respective fields, but they don't cross over. The physicist doesn't need to do death-defying stunts to prove their worth, and the daredevil doesn't need to solve quantum equations. They shine in their own realms, and it's no different with Stephen Curry. When Curry steps onto the court, his domain isn't above the rim, but behind the arc. And it's here that he's an unstoppable force, a maelstrom of basketball prowess that's changed the face of the game. His ability to drain threes has a demoralizing effect on opponents, equivalent or perhaps even superior to any dunk. His deep threes are like a warrior's battle cry echoing across the court, a signal of his dominance that does not need to be reinforced by the slam of a dunk. Why would Picasso try to mimic Van Gogh? Why would Beethoven attempt to copy Mozart? They're all masters of their craft, but their styles are their own. They shine in their unique ways, and so does Curry. His threes are his symphony, his masterpiece. The man shoots with the grace of a swan and the precision of a guided missile, changing the rhythm of the game with every swish. And isn't that the true beauty of basketball? It's not a one-size-fits-all game. It's a collage of different talents, different skills, different styles, all coming together to create this wonderful, mesmerizing spectacle that we all love. Dunking is spectacular. Yes, it's exhilarating. It's a power move, a declaration of physical superiority. But basketball is so much more than just dunking. It's about strategy, it's about finesse, it's about teamwork, and Curry, with his long-range shots, his brilliant playmaking, and his undeniable leadership, epitomizes all of that. He doesn't need to dunk to make a statement. His game, his way of playing, that's his statement. Stephen is in that so good they're almost alien category, but here's the thing, he's got to stay on his best behavior, or else all that could go up in smoke quicker than a dry Christmas tree. You know who we're talking about here, don't you? Mr. Controversy himself, Scottie Pippen. Now, Pippen's skills were nothing short of phenomenal. I mean, the guy was a monster on the court, but off the court, more drama than a soap opera. Guy seemed to have a serious beef with his coach and team, starting more fires than a mischievous kid with a magnifying glass. I decided to put on my detective glasses and do a little Pippen investigation myself. I've put together a video showcasing all of Pippen's controversies. There will be a pop-up on the screen if you want to watch it.